crazy though. That is crazy.
Hmm.
Is yeah, love and lust, love and lust.
Hmm.
People get that concept very, very confused. Love and lust. You
But
know,
it's like you said, the divorce is planned before the wedding. I never looked at it that way until you said something about it last week.
and see, and these are the things that we don't think about. We get in our happy mood, we get in our, happy emotional state. And again, the other person can literally be your opposition. The other person can already have things lined up according to how you live your life. And what I mean by live your life is what can you provide? So if they see you as this big time provider, then guess what? It's already planned. I'm gonna do all the things that blow your mind. I'm gonna make sure I keep you happy within this specific time frame until you throw a ring on it, and then that's when the real plan starts to reveal itself. You know, Things change after a couple months. That's what I'm saying. It's in relationships, it's always a honeymoon stage. And if you can remain that dedicated to where just the honeymoon stage is always active, even after the stage initially, then okay, you got some potential. But let's keep it 100. After 3 months, after 6 months, things start just trotting downhill, especially in today's time. We're not back in the day no more to where it was just a happy-go-lucky household. The dad come home, he get to sipping on his bourbon on his whiskey real quick and his gentleman's glass, smoke a cigarette in the house, and then you guys go to dinner or dinner's already made. Hell no, you going to Jack in the Box, bro. You going to Jack in the Box after the work you know, 3 months ago, 3 months ago, it was all good. You was getting dinner every single night. After 3 months, now you going to McDonald's, you going to In-N-Out. God forbid, if you work overnight, you going to Jack in the Box and you going to 7-Eleven to get you one of them nasty prepackaged sandwich with a big gulp.
It is. Let me ask you. Okay, first of all, let me add this clip to the screen. Dwight Toward's wife has filed for divorce after just 6 months into their marriage, requesting alimony and a large share of his assets. The couple officially tied the knot on January 11th, and Amber cited that their marriage is irretrievably broken with no chance of reconciliation. What do you feel like you're entitled to after just 6 months? I don't see you being even 1% responsible for this man's success. After just 6 months, you want half of everything and alimony? No,
This can't be real life.
can't be
This
real
can't be
life.
real life.
This
And
goes back to what you said when you said a couple of episodes ago, you said that the divorce is planned before the marriage even starts. And that makes so much sense this morning.
And there's every day there's examples, KO. Every day there's examples. Whether you're a celebrity, whether you're a blue collar worker, it doesn't matter. Every day, these are the examples that are being shown to people in relationships when lust overpowers love. You know, because you may sit up there and think that your love or your love interest is really into you, but he or she just wants the benefits. Again, because this can apply to both men and women. Okay, but right now we just focusing on Dwight Howard. If you look at the pictures, you can tell the body language. Body language is very important, and a lot of people don't see that because their heads are in the clouds somewhere, and they think that, oh well, she loved me. You can tell through the pictures he's leaning into the pictures. He's doing all this. He got his hand all wrapped around her. She's pretty much saying, look at that. He leaning into the picture. She ain't messing with him. She just in the back of her head, okay, I'm gonna take these goofy pictures, I'm gonna post it on social media, so I can paint the image in the picture in order to reel him in so we can get locked in. Look at the second picture. He holding her, look at her face. She like, okay, yeah, get your hand off me. You see what I'm saying? She ain't messing with him. She ain't into him. The only thing that she wants at the end of the day is his assets because now she's going to be set for life. Where she messed up at, I'm not sure how the law is in Georgia, but again, If she really wanted to play the long game, she could have waited a whole year, hell, even 2 years. The simple fact that she divorced him within 6 months, that ain't love. That sound to me like a come up. Again, CGA said this. Shout out to him. The divorce is planned before the wedding. We
Mm-hmm.
do not see these things. Again, does he have an extensive background check on her? Probably not. Does he know her relationship history? Probably not. Most people sit up there and say, "Oh, it doesn't matter about the relationship history," because they'll tell their own story. They'll tell their own narrative. Oh, my ex, he was toxic. He beat me. He was abusive, financially abusive. You know what I'm saying? But for some odd reason, you don't you don't register that. You just think, "Oh, okay, well, I'm not like him." I know you not. That's why we're gonna get married.
And apparently he didn't have a prenup,
Good luck
which
in
is
court, bro.
crazy. That's crazy work in itself. That's why I said you should wait. Like I said, I don't know how long they've been knowing each other, how long they've been dating, how long it took for them to decide, like, hey, okay, I want to get married, or how long it took for him to say, okay, she's the one or he's the one. 6 months, and you feel like you entitled to half and alimony?
My
Get out of
God.
here. Get
See,
out of here. Don't come back.
she wasn't in love with him. She was in love with the lifestyle. That's what
Mm-hmm.
she was in love with. It had nothing to do with him. Had nothing to do with him at all. She loved
Absolutely.
the ex- she loved the exposure. She loved the lifestyle. She likes the money. She likes the benefits. She don't care about love. That's why I came on this day and time. What is love? Can somebody really give me that definitive answer?
A
With,
four
with
letter word.
you see what I'm saying? You know, especially with everything. The internet within the past decade has blown out of proportion. And what I mean by that, you got the OnlyFans, you got Instagram, you got TikToks, you got a whole bunch of thirst traps. You got people putting their achievements out for not just a small minority. Because remember back in the day, before all the social media and all the apps, that one person that you knew that was successful in the hood or wherever you grew up at, they would occasionally come over for family dinners. They would occasionally come over and see, they homeboys or they best friends they grew up with within that area. You didn't know they were successful until they came back home.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you knew. Nowadays, you can be in South Africa, a gazillionaire, rich off oil, and we can see that all the way in California. We can see that all the way in DC. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So now your success is more it's more publicized, and guess what? You gonna have people jumping in your DMs. You gonna have people jumping in them private messages on TikTok, trying to sell you a dream. Hey, oh my gosh, I think you're just so handsome. No, you don't think I'm handsome. You think that G-Wagon back there is handsome
Mm-hmm.
because I just got it washed and polished.
This money made me attractive. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's crazy work right there, fam.